In this video, we are going to talk about the cardiac conduction system of heart and ECG. Cardiac conduction system is a group of specialized cardiac muscle cells in the walls of the heart that send signals to the heart muscle, causing it to contract. All the cardiac muscles are capable of excitation and conduction, but some parts of the heart are specialized in these two properties. These parts of the heart are known as junctional tissues of the heart, and this includes the sinoatrial node or the SA node, the atrioventricular node or AV node, bundle of His, and Purkinje fibers. Cardiac action potential is caused by the movement of charged ions inside and outside of cells. Unlike the action potential in skeletal muscle cells, the cardiac action potential is not initiated by nervous activity. That is, the heart generates its own electrical stimulation, unlike skeletal muscles, which are stimulated by the nervous system. The SA node is the impulse initiator and causes atrial muscles to contract, so it is known as the pacemaker of the heart. The SA node can depolarize themselves. They have the property of automaticity, meaning the cells of SA node are capable of spontaneously discharging an action potential. The SA node is located in the wall of the right atrium and generates impulses approximately at a rate of 72 times per minute. The AV node is also a part of the wall of the right atrium and is closer to the atrioventricular septum. It is nearer to the tricuspid valve. Impulse transmission through AV node is slow, which causes a delay. This delay allows the ventricles to fully fill with blood before contraction. The AV node generates impulses at a rate of 60 per minute. The bundle of His is a thick band of muscle fibers starting from the AV node. It runs along with intraventricular septum, the septum between the two ventricles, and is divided into right and left branch. It generates impulses at a rate of 40 per minute. Purkinje fibers arise from the branches of bundle of His. It peers into the ventricular myocardium. It forms an extensive network which delivers the impulse to the myocardial cells and causes the heartbeat. Now, the ECG or EKG is used to monitor the cardiac conduction system's electrical activity in the heart. ECG stands for electrocardiogram. Electro meaning electricity, cardio means heart, gram means record or picture. It is the graphical record of electrical changes taking place in the heart during each cardiac cycle. It is used to determine the heart rate, heart rhythm, and other information regarding the heart's condition. All cardiac muscles are electrically linked to one another by structures called gap junctions, which allows the action potential move from one cell to the next. This means that all atrial cells contract together and all ventricular cells can contract together. Electrical signal begins at SA node and travels to right and left atria, causing them to contract and pump blood into the ventricles. This is the P wave on ECG. The P wave represents atrial depolarization. That is, the spread of impulse from SA node to atrial muscles causes the depolarization. Depolarization means that the cell undergoes a shift in charges. The inside of the cell becomes less negative. Before we discuss further, you need to know the terms interval and segment. Interval is one segment plus one or more waves, and a segment connects two waves without including them. Next to the P wave, there is the PR interval, which begins at the start of P wave and ends at the beginning of Q wave. So PR interval means the P wave plus PR segment. The PR segment is the portion between the P wave and the QRS complex. The QRS complex represents ventricular depolarization, or the contraction of the ventricles. These waves occur in rapid succession, so they are considered together as QRS complex. The QT interval begins at the start of QRS complex and finishes at the end of T wave. It represents the time taken for ventricles to depolarize and then to repolarize. So basically the QT interval is QRS complex plus ST segment plus the T waves. ST segment starts at the end of S wave of the QRS complex and ends at the beginning of T wave. It connects the QRS complex and T wave. The T wave is the normal electrical state. It represents the ventricular repolarization, which means the restoring of the resting state. This is how the ECG of a normal individual looks like. Since the electrical activity of the heart is very important for its mechanical activity, ECG has an important diagnostic role in a number of heart diseases.